stage 4 is where I begin to get the 3D effects added in. Of course, as you probably can tell, that I've already finished all the other stuff. However, there are a few other slight changes I need to do before I actually finally and truly finish. Notice that I'm changing the image's canvas size. Huh, that was weird. It looked like it was going over the edge. Oh well, no big deal. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to save image files. Let's see, this is far. And this is the setup that I use, and it's got to be a bitmap image. Why a bitmap image? Well, I don't want to use, really don't want to use compression for much. And for this, I do the same thing, except for, well, this I changed to close instead, because that's where that cloud deck is. After all, it's got this bottom part here. But other than that, I'm essentially done with that stage of the process. And now it's time to get the 3D effects added in. But this is what I need to use. At least, it's one of them, anyway. Notice the huge width here? What's the significance of that? And how does this provide the 3D effects at all? I'll get to that in just a little bit. But if you look closely here, then okay, I'll just shrink the window down. Okay, look real closely here at that line there. Notice how it seems to descend as you go this way, and it goes upwards as I go this way, and it's progressive too. Well, there's actually a formula I have that calculates that. And this is what that works, the Excel document is. Yes, that's a lot of numbers, I know. But after all, it is how my animation creation stuff works. But you might be noticing here the scaling column, how it constantly steps by, you know. And then you got this base position, which goes clear out to here. Of course, I originally intended to go to 4096, but I rejected that due primarily to memory usage. But anyway, as you could probably see, this is the first one, and it's at 23,831. Okay, remember that number. Not virtual dub. Okay, 23,831. Zoom in a lot. I'm going to have to go in more so you can see it better. Whoa, 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 really sensitive. Okay, look at the coordinates there. Do you see the 23831 number? Looks awfully familiar, huh? Oh, whoa, going too far. And here's the next one. 23130. Same thing in here. And there's that number right there. Notice the screwball formula I've got here. That's because everything scaling-wise is actually based on the 192. So what you see in the actual original image is the 192. However, what I actually need to do is I need to get the setups and stuff prepared. And that's actually easier than it seems. Notice this here looks like a long, endless streak that's otherwise textureless. Of course, if I were to scroll along, you could probably see that it does resemble the clouds in a way too, huh? Well, this is actually stretched considerably, 24 times the original width. Whoa, that's big. But what I need to do is get rid of that, because that's for the medium index. Now I need to open as layer. Let's see, which one of these is it? Medium? No, I don't want that. Where's high? There it is. Because for this one, since it's 8 to 32, for the scaling, I need the close. This is what these numbers here. It's just the scaling range. Not including 8, but including 32. It's basically what it means. However, there are some other fine-tuning adjustments that I need to do. And get the window back to its original state. Get this all the way up to the top. Line it up, hide that so you can see better. However, everything starts off at a scaling of 8 basically, right? Move this down 32. Or 32. Okay, it's down 32 now. However, that's not exactly what I'm truly after. Because the bottommost pixel on these is actually 1/4 rather than 0. So it's 32 as opposed to 33. So I do that. I crop this layer. Now, in order to get a smooth gradient, I need to expand on this. Okay, I'll demonstrate what I mean by doing that. I'm going to copy this, drag it way over here, accumulating thousands of page faults while I'm doing this, and I stitch that at the very end. What's the point of doing that? Copy paste again. See how I did that? Now I stretch it to 24 times that value. And I guess I'm going to need a calculator for that. 24624. Because I actually don't memorize that, and I need the accuracy. Okay, and then I go to a number that I do memorize, 24576. It's basically 8192 times 3. 8192 being a power of you know what. And then I just join it up to the edge, but leave 1 pixel here because there's a bug with this particular version of GIMP. But why did I end up doing that case where I had copy paste over there? That's because otherwise you're not going to get a seamless texture, because otherwise you're going to see this odd gap, because by copying that in there, it's got the extra data, so when it stretches out like that, that data is otherwise kept, and it provides the seamless tiling from that. And that's basically really the only reason I use it. And since I've already got the texture pre-processed, and if I remember right, I failed to do that because I found a bug in that video later when I was reviewing it, because I noticed there was an odd stretch. But for that, that's where this texture comes from. And I otherwise do that same process again. And with the tile, this texture redone, what I usually do is I just retitle these, because that's the texture, and this is the alpha map, in a sense.